Chapter 18, Wantpower before Willpower. There's good news and bad news. The bad news is that you're crazy, meaning there's a broken pinball machine in your head. The good news is that this same noise is necessary for understanding the happiness teachings. Imagine that you've been chosen to have all your discursive thoughts, which studies say number in the tens of thousands a day, instantly displayed as thought bubbles above your head or on a TV. Just a single day's worth. How you've spoken about other people in your mind, who you undressed, your deepest thoughts. The police or a mental health team come to your door and take you away. When you see a guy a tiny less inhibited than you talking to himself on a street corner, no Bluetooth, just carrying on, you may decide to cross the other side of the street. Meanwhile, inside, we're all jabbering as much as he is, but we filter most of this nonsense before it comes out of our mouths. But we've all had embarrassing moments talking aloud, repeating the grocery list in the store or something more personal we're trying to sort out, and it crosses the threshold from silence into sound. Still, we think the guy in the corner is crazy, and we're not. Before realizing you want to be happy, you probably knew you were unhappy and wanted out. There was a line in a play, "Most of the people who say they're happy haven't thought about it much, the other half are stupid." Pretty harsh. Before all the discipline and exploration that it takes to be happy, you have to want to be happy. It's a want power before willpower. Want power usually comes from some form of poop hitting the fan, disease, injustice, sadness, death, or just plain anger. Some motivation to change or to understand. Being sedated by a comfortable lifestyle won't cut it after the poop hits the fan. The fear and reality of dying is the most common motivation that fuels want power. But first, most of us have to exhaust the cultural distractions that promise happiness. Money, fame, an attractive mate, a secure job, travel, all great, but they can also be traps. The path to happiness is, in some ways, very painful, paid for by shedding ideas we have about ourselves and our world. You have to want happiness. You have to be done with temporary highs to find the want power required for the discipline and exertion to wake up from the default autopilot sleep state. First, you really want to be an Olympian, then you have to follow through with the willpower for the exertion and discipline that it takes to let go of the false ego identity. Eventually, after struggling, wanting, and willing, an insight dawns. Actually, it's more like it breaks down the door. The big aha moment happens when you let go of struggling altogether, when you see the futility of trying to arrange the environment to meet the needs of your endless grasping and wanting things just a little different from how they are. Now that this is done, now that I've gotten that, now that so-and-so is shut up, I can be happy. When you see through the delusion that if you can just tweak this and juggle that, quiet these thoughts, earn enough money, and so on, that you can smile. You realize you've been jumping from one melting iceberg to another. You have to be nauseated, ready to throw in the towel and step out of the strange rat race that conventionally reality calls success. You want something different because you've seen through the illusion that happiness comes from reaching temporary highs and respites. Longchen Robjan, a Tibetan yogi, said, "Since everything is but an illusion, perfect in being what it is, having nothing to do with good or bad, acceptance or rejection, one might as well burst out laughing." I'm not suggesting you can't have nice things or be comfortable, even be rich, but to become a connoisseur of happiness, at some point, you have to stop being fooled into thinking that happiness comes from winning the accumulation game. In the TV series Billions, the protagonist, who's become a member of the Deca-billion-dollar club, asked his psychologist, "When will I know I've won?" And she answers, "When you say you have." When playing the game of accumulation starts to be empty, when you're no longer fooled by the next shiny object and want to step off the hamster wheel of desire, then you've got want power.